Hi everyone. So today I'm going to be showing you how I made this serial looking text because I have received a few comments and messages just asking me how I did it, which is amazing. So I thought, why not just show people how to do it. I use Photoshop and After Effects. If you don't have Photoshop, you can also use GIMP. Well, you can actually pretty much use anything that can cut and paste and erase, which are tons of softwares out there. So I just wanted to put that out there just before we start. Okay, so what I first started out by doing is I first started to freeze frame the particular frame that I wanted. And then what you want to do is you just want to literally render that as a JPEG. You want to make sure it's one frame because then it will just render as that one frame instead of how many are in the composition. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. Then I'm going into Photoshop and I'm just going to put that image into Photoshop. You want to make sure that your size of the canvas is the same as your composition. That way it will just go in easily. You won't have to resize it or anything. Then this is where I forgot that I have to render the other part, which actually has the text bit in it, which is basically the most helpful part. So I just sped it up so it's not so slow. Just render that again, JPEG one frame. Then I go back into Photoshop and put that new image in with the text. Now this is where it gets a little bit fiddly. I'm going to show you what I do first and then I'm going to speed it up so this tutorial isn't 50 years long. I duplicate the text photo and then I literally just use that little magic selection tool to select each bit of the text that I want. And I just invert that and then Control X to cut the background out of it. And I just do that for every single character that I want to use. Now it's going to be very dependent on what watermark you're trying to make. With Crying Sippy it was pretty easy. I did have to make a P though, so I just used the D letter and then I duplicated the I that I've already done and just kind of stuck and pasted it on to look like a P, if that makes sense. I just duplicated that and just resized it a little bit as it was a little bit too big for my liking. Then I just finished off the rest of the letters. Once you have it done, now we're going to do the milk part. This is this can be really messy. It really doesn't even matter because you just kind of want the color of the milk. You don't really want anything else. So I just use the eraser. I turn down the hardness to 0 and I just erase everything on the photo except for the milk. It's important that the milk is like a soft edge so that it's not so harsh when you put it into After Effects. This will make sense in a second. Then I just export them as PNGs so they are a transparent background. I hide the layers of each and export them. You can kind of see what I'm doing here. So in After Effects, I just put in each of the layers, so the characters that I cut out and also the milk. And then I count how many characters there are, which is dependent on how many times I'm going to duplicate it. So how many characters you have are the amount of times you're going to duplicate the layer. Then you just want to mask out each letter on each layer. Pretty self-explanatory, a little bit time consuming, but I think it's very much worth it in the end. Then you just want to arrange them in the milk the way you want. Again, a bit time consuming and it's all up to however you want it to look, your preference, everything like that. I use position, scale and rotation to kind of change the way they looked so they looked a bit different from each other. So I've just finished that up now, all the text and everything. I'm going to move the milk layer to the very top, and this is again where it gets a little bit fiddly, but you can be messy with it, it doesn't really matter. I'm applying a lot of rectangular masks on the milk layer in between the different characters, and then I'm applying feather and inverted for the first mask. The rest of the masks that you place on, you do not need to invert them, but you do need to put the blend mode on difference, as you can see what I'm doing there. And I'm feathering that to my liking. As we've been saying this entire time, it's definitely just all up to the way that you want it, the way you like it, so just go crazy. You can even use different masking shapes. You don't have to use the rectangle or the square if you don't want to. You can use like circle, ellipse, I don't know, a star if you really want. It's just really up to you. Then once I've done that, I'm now tweaking the opacity, just because it looked a little bit too full on for me. Here I'm just editing the mask of the text because it was overlapping a little bit too much on one of the other characters, so I just wanted to change that. Okay, the next part is personally my favorite because I think it's where everything kind of comes together. You want to apply wiggle in the effects and presets tab, and again, make the wiggle look however you want it. Copy my settings if you want. I actually went back and changed the way that it looks to the preview that you saw at the very start of the video. That's what I changed it to. I think I changed the amount to 3 instead of 5. And then you just want to copy and paste that on every single layer, and that's kind of it. You can just leave it there if you want. I pre-composed and I just moved the characters down a little bit, and then I masked it. Again, you can stop there, but if you want to make it look a little bit more like it's actually a moving scene, I just applied a little small scale to it. So that is it. I hope everyone enjoyed, and I'm really sorry if this tutorial absolutely sucks. If you have any questions, do comment them and I'll try my best to answer them. But yeah, I hope everyone has a great day, and I don't know, I'll see you later. Bye!